Why should I give a damn?
What the fuck is up? You're now tuned in to episode 144 of Why Should I Give a Damn? I am your host, Eric.
It's your girl, Bree Breeze the Barber.
John, what's the word?
It's the hater of the year.
And we back in the motherfucking building. If you are hitting us up on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you can know every time we drop a short or we drop a new episode on our YouTube channel. That's WSIGAD Podcast. Also, if you're on Instagram where we release all our clips and reels, make sure you follow us on Instagram at WSAGAD _podcast, where you get the latest clips, reels, and all that. And on Facebook.com/WSIGAD as well. Hashtag WSIGAD everything. That's the acronym for Why Should I Give a Damn? We're back in the fucking building, and we got another one for you. Let's talk some shit.
Another one.
Shout out DJ Khaled, even though I don't really fuck with DJ Khaled. You know, fuck him. But let's talk about this.
God did? On a Sunday. Let's go.
Yeah, God did, but God also did something. God also did something that I didn't approve of, and he took away Tina Turner this week. So shout out to R.I.P. to Tina Turner. R.I.P. to Tina Turner.
Jeremy, did you hit your girl in the honor of Tina Turner's death? Smack her upside the head one?
I saw the memes. I saw those memes
only right.
of Ike Turner at the pearly gates. Y'all better stop that shit.
Well, Ike died a few years ago, did he not?
Yeah, but I've seen memes of
like
Ike
07.
Turner waiting for Tina at the pearly gates with a fist balled up and all that. Y'all gotta stop. Everything ain't funny.
Right there, that shit was.
Everything ain't funny.
Horrible.
That's horrible.
That's
okay?
funny, though. I can't lie. That's
too
funny.
much.
That's horrible.
Shout out
Hopefully,
to
I mean, he
Tina
would
Turner, though.
theoretically he'd be in hell, but it's still the image is still funny.
well, we don't know. Hopefully, like I said,
I know he was in
hopefully
hell.
they give Tina a little angel bodyguard up there just in
You
case he
know?
tried anything.
You know he's gonna be white.
It's an unfortunate situation, but without Ike, there would be no Tina.
No
Just
facts.
like without Joe Jackson, there would be no Michael Jackson.
Well, I mean, without slavery, there would be no America, but it's still fucked up.
It's
So,
fucked up.
like I said, sometimes
We
fucked
do
up
not
shit
condone
happens.
domestic violence here.
We don't. But
don't.
sometimes fucked up shit happens, and it creates, you know, the good shit that comes afterwards. You know, it takes pressure, heat, and a
true.
whole lot
Pressure
of fucking
makes
shit to make diamonds. You know, so a whole lot of
Yeah,
fucked
if Joe
up
Johnson wasn't hard on them niggas, they would be just regular Gary, Indiana bums, you know?
exactly.
Indianimals twerking and stuff. So thank God for sometimes abuse is good. I
Had
sounds
a
crazy.
one-hit wonder like
I won't say
King.
abuse, but sometimes
Not
abuse has good results. We'll say that. Sometimes abuse gives you good results. I said Joe Johnson, you hit on the head. I said Joe Johnson. Joe Jackson.
Oh, shit.
Shout out to Joe Johnson, but Joe Jackson, had he not beat no ass, who knows? We might not have the king of pop today. So it's a crazy
Facts.
situation.
That's facts.
Eric, you might need to start raising your hand a little more. You got some 6'8" kids, so it's time to get the
that-
popping upside the head.
Yeah, this is a new
Run it-
liberal
run it
world.
up
This
and
is a
down
new
this-
liberal world. You'll end up in jail nowadays. Discipline and accountability.
Remember back in the day, like
Not
if kids called CPD or something, the mom would like kill them. Now it's like that's like a big threat.
right.
I'm gonna call them people like kids.
It's a different world now. You can't beat kids no more. That's the reason why. And that's the reason why we're seeing a lot of the fucked up shit that we're seeing today is we're witnessing the first generation of unbeaten children. And they're grown-ups now. Because you got to think, the unbeaten, the you can't beat your kid shit, that started in like the early 2000s
Yeah.
and whatnot. So those kids are in their early 20s now. So if you notice, the early 20 motherfuckers is the ones that's wilding the most and doing all this stoly shit and crazy shit. We just saw that Milwaukee is number 13 right now of the top 15 most dangerous cities
A
in
little
America.
disappointed we slid down. A little disappointed.
Yeah, it's
We're
fucking
getting a
crazy.
little. It's getting Milwaukee. We need you to turn it up now. It's
No,
summer.
we need to get off the list completely. We need to get off the list completely.
That's all
Where
we
were
got.
we
ridiculous.
before then, Colin?
We always hover around 11 or 13, but it's some other bumpkin cities that they got hit by the pandemic, so their crime went up because their money went down.
Yeah, there's broke nigga cities. We don't speak on
like
those.
Birmingham and stuff like
Detroit
that.
ass niggas,
But to be fair, that is crazy that because we're about between 13th, 16th biggest metro city, maybe about 18. So that's still big, but unfortunately that's all we're kind of known for. And the Kia Boys kind of keep us relevant. Like that's sad, but
But we did rank
Yeah,
number
yeah.
26 for best food. Milwaukee did, out of all the cities.
that's a nice pivot.
That's not bad because I will say, I think Milwaukee and Wisconsin in general, we get slept on for the food because I done been places with trash food before.
What can I say? We never. I always say my mom used to be head of tourists, but I always tell people we never have a shortage of places to eat or drink and get fucked up here. So really, the food is slept on for sure.
Hella bars and shit.
That's all we got is bars. When it's cold,
That's
9
all
months
they
out of the
get.
year. Shit.
We got the most here in Milwaukee. We have the most bars per capita, meaning when you within the time frame of you driving around the cities, you'll see more bars in that time frame than you will in any other city you drive in the same time frame. It's a crazy situation. You're gonna get
Yeah.
fucked up here. You're gonna get
Even in the country.
that's why sometimes when I go to other places and stuff, it's mostly clubs. I'm like, where the bars at? And I realize, okay,
They don't have no
we
bars.
come from a bar establishment, a bar state where there's
Yeah.
bars everywhere. The downside of that though,
We happy. We a happy hour state.
Yeah.
We get off
Ooh.
work and we're right at happy hour.
Happy Hour Colin. That's
Work
the
clothes
nickname
on
they
and
give me.
everything.
the downside of that though is the Wisconsin Tavern Association is the reason why we haven't legalized weed.
That's
yet.
true.
Because they're afraid that if we legalize weed, that's gonna dip into their profit.
They want to keep niggas
with the
drunk,
liquor.
not high and happy.
Exactly.
Keep the
'Cause
crime
think
They
rate
high
want to keep the
motherfuckers-
DUIs. We the only state where you can have 4 or 5
That's crazy.
DUIs and still
Damn.
still have a license.
Because otherwise,
Bree, what you up to?
half the state
and
will be
not
in
have
jail.
a felony though.
Yeah,
Not have a
wrap your ass
felony.
up.
Bree, what you
Versus
up
like
to?
Atlanta, your first DUI felony.
She ain't gonna answer that, huh?
What'd you say?
I said, what you up to, DUI wise?
I passed my DUI field exam.
Right.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
So you had one then? Okay.
I don't have a DUI. I'm
okay.
clean.
I thought you said you
I
got
passed.
it. Okay.
But you want to know how you make
crazy.
you want to know how you make the law
wink,
lenient
wink.
on something?
Wink, wink.
You want to know how you make the law lenient on something? Have a bunch of white guys do it. Because if
Yeah,
white guys lead in that statistic, it's going to be a lenient.
I know a
Lenient
lot of
judgment.
white guys with DUIs. Though.
That's
I
the
bet.
reason why you can do 4 or 5 and get away with it.
That's true.
Anything white dudes do, they're going to make it a little easier, a little softer on
That's
them.
true.
That's how it goes. So once white dudes start doing shit, then all of a sudden the penalty, oh, well, we'll give you another chance and all that shit. But if it's primarily niggas that do the crime, you're doing life minimum. Life minimum. That's it. Like we always have to say, shout out to Casey and JoJo.
Shout
I'm
out
not
to
gonna bust it out this time.
Shout
but
out to my
them.
attorney. Okay.
Also,
My
more you niggas, we need to start preaching that more black people. We need to normalize having lawyers. Normalize
Facts.
not just your uncle who went to law school in jail for 2 years, who came out came out a Muslim and talking about he know the law. No,
We need to go to court.
get real, authentic lawyers, because having a good lawyer could be the difference between you doing a whole lot of time and even sometimes you seeing rich people with trash lawyers. Because we talked about the Tory Lanez case. His lawyer kind of fumbled a lot of the evidence and fumbled some of the shit. And now he fighting for his life. So don't be one of these niggas fighting for your life. You got rich people fighting for their life. So
Yeah,
let
that's
alone broke
facts.
people. You got to make sure the lawyer is right.
Right. Don't be
What?
in there with no public defenders and shit.
Nah, you can't be without public. Hey, if you got a public defender, you better off. You might as well. That's like having like a
Yeah.
little guard on Giannis. That's like
If
having.
your lawyer is getting paid hourly, then you need to switch.
That's like having like George Hill try to guard Giannis or something like that. Like that public defender ain't defending shit. Okay, it's a turnstile. That's a layup. That's a layup every time.
That's
But
facts.
one thing I do want to talk about that I thought was crazy in this futuristic world where we're about to start seeing all sorts of new shit. These people are making, I don't know if you guys have heard about 3D printers, right? Where you can 3D print. Basically, if you don't know about 3D printing technology, 3D printing technology is basically technology where you can go online, create wherever you want to create. Let's say I want to create a table, and then I have a printer that can literally print the table out and create the table based on what I created on the internet. So now they've gone so far as where they're making 3D printed food, where they're making food printers. Food printers. It's crazy. And they're adding all these little ingredients and adding all sorts of salt and meat and all sorts of different type of shit. And they're putting it on in these huge ass food printers. And they're printing out these recipes, or they're printing out the, like in this case, in the case that I've studied about, they literally broke down like a fish. They took a fish and they broke down the anatomy of a fish, where the meat was at, the protein levels, all that shit. And they literally printed out filet of fish. And they gave it to people, and the people that they gave it to could not tell the difference between the real shit and the fake shit. They thought, this tastes just like fish.
That's crazy. That's scary.
So it was like
Crazy
a printed
shit.
out version of genetically modified foods.
It wasn't even genetically modified, though, because...
Paperly modified.
No, the reason why I say it wasn't genetically modified because the ingredients that they put into the printer was real fish, like fish stuff.
Okay.
So
I was
they
about to
put
say,
real
was it like
ingredients
some-
in, but it's the computer
Fuck that.
that puts all the shit together.
I'm finna
So
start
it was like
hunting for
some
my
spiky
food now,
shit.
so
Remember
I
they put the
know
little
it's
chip
real.
in the damn microwave and got McDonald's.
Yeah, like
Was it
Fifth
kinda like
Element,
that?
Fifth Element shit.
That could be. And also, like I said, they use fish. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like stem cell research and cells, but they use fish.
Was it like 2005?
fish stem cells.
No, damn.
Fish cells and all that shit
Oh,
to
so
create
that's
all
how
this
they got
stuff.
it in
Yeah.
there.
So
Okay.
it's not like it ain't like they're creating some new shit or they're making like some Jurassic Park, like creating some shit. They're actually using the cells of real fish, so you're getting real
do it
fish.
smell like fish?
Look here.
That's a good question.
The guy
They
walked
could
in and said,
eliminate
"Hey,
the
ladies."
If they could, because if they could eliminate the smell, that
Oh,
would take
never
it on a
mind.
whole nother level.
That's a printer. Sorry. Oh, thought it was a brothel.
No,
Are y'all trusting some 3D printed
I'm not
fish?
trusting shit. You know, they say humans die from something that they've consumed. Most deaths from humans come from what we've consumed in our bodies. So if it's not natural, if it's not real, that's why I'm really picky. Like the producer always talks shit about me, but I'm seeing more organic shit in her freezer. I'm seeing more organic purchases in her fridge because look, if that shit don't have a non-GMO sign on it, best believe it's GMO.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
True, that's true.
Acting different.
Facts. Like, ma'am, ladies, you can get that shit with your stamps. Buy the real shit. All right? For real. Like, because I don't trust that shit. I'm finna have to start go hunting for my food. Now, take that. Because this
Niggas
shit
ain't
is
hunting
fake.
shit. Let's
I'm
be
finna
realistic.
start.
But-
or I'm going straight to the meat market now. I'm not fucking
Okay, I can
saying.
get that.
You
But
not hunt, you gonna fuck a nigga that can hunt.
that's what a lot of
Like,
niggas
stop.
do.
Hey,
Stop it,
rednecks. What's good?
Hey, Billy Bob. Shit. Throw it back.
Bob.
Hey, when the apocalypse comes, it's gonna be a lot of sisters throwing it back to Billy Bob.
But
shit.
see,
We
them
try
white
to
people
fuck-
do be hunting they shit. They even know. They hunt
Niggas
everything.
Hunt,
They get
niggas
enough.
Hunt. Well, black people
Not in
hunt.
the Midwest.
Black people, they hunt. Niggas hunt other niggas. That's
City
what I'm
niggas
saying,
don't
but-
hunt.
He ain't
That's what
hunting nut
we
shit
got to
beneficial.
differentiate city niggas and country because there's a lot of
hunts.
country niggas out there that get it in.
For sure.
That can trap, hunt, live out in the
That's
wilderness,
true,
all
that's
this other shit. Us and I don't even want to just say city niggas. City people in general, regardless of gender, if you grew up in the city, you kind of have a spoiled, privileged way of looking at life. Not as much as a white person, of course, but we are spoiled and privileged in a certain sense where we're used to all of our food coming packaged, ready to go. We're used to having a certain amount of shelter, always somewhere to use the bathroom, always
Clean
somewhere to go.
water.
Yeah, clean water. So we're not used to having to really get it on our own. So it is always an interesting conversation with that. But when it comes to like the 3D printed stuff and all that, part of me doesn't want to accept that new shit, but the part of me is also curious about the possibilities of
that
us
shit.
being able to customize certain shit. Just imagine, know, because a lot of big mamas and a lot of the big mamas and stuff, and a lot of the people that got the good recipes, they dying. And let's just be real, these new cooks aren't hitting right. They're not hitting. So if we can get an AI big mama that can keep the macaroni alive and keep the lasagna alive, I'm ready because let's just be honest. All these little Sukianas, sexy red, my booty hole brown bitches, they not finna be making no lasagna and shit like that. They're tossing salads. They're not making salads. Did Sukiana just drop a whole, we eat niggas that? They're tossing. They're not making.
I've been out the dating field for a while, but you're right. I don't think these young hoes can just like fry some good
They
ass
really
chicken.
can't cook.
I don't think
They
they can just
suck.
fry some good chicken.
I blame some
Let me
of
get
the
some salmon
schools.
croquets on a Sunday. What are you blame?
I blame the schools. They took a lot of these schools have
Alright.
budget cuts have taken home ec
that's
out
a
of the
nice
schools.
culinary arts. and all
That-
that.
they-
Culinary
but,
arts.
But Bree, them been gone. I'm blaming the mamas. The
I'm
mamas not
blaming
cooking.
the mamas, but you know, I
Wow.
still meet people to this day. I don't know, one of my sweet mates, she's in her 40s, just she can't cook.
The what?
That's just unacceptable. I don't know.
She got
You
kids?
know,
She got kids.
She
she
at
got
least brown
kids.
some meat. Like
She said
if
she
wanted to make
admitted
like-
she can't cook.
Cause
if she wanted to
When
make
they
some-
admit they can't cook, bitch, you can't cook.
Cause I seen Summer Walker like chopping a pineapple, and it was like the first time she ever seen a knife. So I'm like, I don't. But we had
These bitches can't cook.
We were talking, and somebody was asking like Monica and some other people, and I was like, I think like, okay, somebody like Monica can probably cook, but again, she's in her 40s, and I'm trying to think like who can,
Meanwhile, my bitch Meg throwing it down.
Can I say
Right?
who else be low key kind of can fake cook? Lotto is Karen
I
as
did
she
see
is.
her.
I seen her
But she
chopping
is
some
from the
ingredients.
South, though. A
Yeah,
lot of
she
them
from
Southern
Atlanta.
chicks can get down.
You know, her little
Southern
Karen,
girls,
she's an
definitely.
Aaron right now. Her K gone from the Karen because I'm like, forgot you a country chick. You know, so I give it to you.
I gotta say though, like I think
That's crazy.
that comes down to the guys when they go for the woman though, because at the end of the day, a lot of these dudes are accepting the chicks who just got the BBL with the tight pants and can't cook for shit. You gotta raise the standard up, fellas. Okay,
Facts.
if she can't cook your shit, she don't get the dick. Okay, that's what niggas need to be on. Okay,
That sounds
That's
good.
facts,
That
though.
sounds good. But when
Hey,
you
yeah,
horny
hey.
and you can hit her, you not gonna be like, damn,
Look,
cook me an omelet or you
you're
ain't getting
right,
this
but
dick.
I'm trying
Give me
to
a
raise
medium
him.
rare steak sauteed.
Look,
Like
all
you're
I'm
not
saying
doing.
is,
You're
if you
getting
can't
it
make
sucky.
me a
Give
snack,
him a medium rare steak sauce.
if you can't make me a snack,
No
I
Alfredo
can't hit it from the
warriors.
back.
I'm just saying, bitch.
That
Jeremy, you an
Look,
anti-Alfredo
you
nigga
cook
too?
the nigga a medium steak saute.
I mean, it's cool, but it's just damn, them Alfredo warriors. They
Every-
bust that shit and they just think they can cook.
Is that bitch
That's
using
true.
Prego,
That shit
or is she
over.
making that sauce homemade?
I mean, I'm not even gonna shame people for using. I'm not
Fuck
even gonna
that
shame
shit.
people for using the store bought. Whatever you
Fuck
use,
that store bought shit.
all that matters is the end result. Now, don't get me wrong.
we
The
cook
people
from
who
scratch.
the people who cook from scratch, they
That's different.
typically have better dishes. But
Those women are really dying.
But you gotta
those
want
dying.
to. You know
That's
what I'm
the big
saying?
mama.
Look, not to put your info out there, but your wife, all right? When I first met your wife, she admitted that she had very low par cooking skills.
At
All
least
right?
she was
From when
honest.
I met her to 10 years later, step the shit the fuck up.
Man.
She not finna lose her man because she can't fucking cook.
Thanks
The
to
fuck
you.
is wrong with you hoes, bitch? Take a cooking class.
That's a different-
Stop
that's
shaking some ass and take a cooking class.
That's a different era.
That's all
though.
you gotta do.
well, that just comes.
And
from
we got
experience.
YouTube. We learned how to cook just from watching our big moms cooking. We actually had to read a book to learn how to cook. I took cooking classes in school, not that weak ass keyboarding. All right. So while you bitches was in that weak ass keyboarding and motherfucking typewriting class and motherfucking doing all that shit, you bitches should have learned how to cook.
Yeah,
It's
you
so
right.
fucking easy. You
They
save so
say
much
they
money.
CNAs.
And then look at this
Right.
shit. They're printing food out. They're genetically modifying food. I'm telling
And
you.
a lot of these
most of
motherfuckers
us
ain't-
are gonna die from what we consume in our body.
And a
You
lot
can
of these
type
motherfuckers
3
took
words
those
in
a
keyboard
minute,
classes,
but you can
Breezy,
cook
and
a
ain't
good
typed
pot
shit
roast.
since the PPE loan application came out. So at the end of the day, cooking is essential.
It's essential.
If you got a woman that can cook, and then like you said, like everybody when you young though. See, the thing about it is, when me and my wife together, we was in our young 20s, so we had time to grow.
Yeah.
But so it'd be different if I met her and she was 30 and couldn't cook.
She went from
That's
nachos
different.
to now she makes the best chicken Alfredo I've ever had.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. When we're in
everything
your
from
20s,
scratch.
But it's just like a player, right? When you drafting players to your team, if you're 20 years old and you're not the best shooter, but you're athletic, that's But if you're 30 something and you're not the best shooter, I'm like, okay, I got what I got. There's no really improvement. You are who you are. So I understand what you're working with. We got to give it out. But I think the way this is set up, going back once again to the 3D printed food, I think it's going to get to a point where none of these future women might even have to cook because they're going to be able to just type in on their
that.
phone, chicken Alfredo, this, and that, and the computer going to make it for them. I think we're going to start having
already doing that on
I think the
DoorDash.
future, but I think the future is we're going to have computer stoves. Stoves are going to be like laptop computer, big ass
Fuck
computers
that.
where you
That
can just
shit already
type in
going
your
on.
shit.
Well, you know what? You can always get you a campfire.
Yeah, all you
I'll
gotta
be
do is
cooking my
refill your
own
little
meat
cartridge.
on the fire like they used to do back in the day.
It's
Fuck
gonna get
that.
easier.
advanced,
And
yeah.
think about as technology advances and things become more accessible to us, we're going to get our skill level in certain things are going to get worse. So with DoorDash, and Uber Eats, and all this little smart shit, and air fryers, and storage form and grills, and all this shit, every time we advance the way we learn how to cook, less people learn how to know how to
That's
really
the
cook.
thing too. Like
It's
I
too
like
easy.
these air fryers and pressure cookers, but that's going to eliminate seasoning. Bitch is not gonna learn how to do. All you gotta do is get the chicken breast out, take it out pre-season. You can
You
buy the
right.
shit pre-season
But Bree,
and throw it in the air fryer.
We're in a different time. People have short attention spans.
Yeah,
they want to
yeah.
be all over the place. They don't.
Wanna do it.
People don't want to spend.
They want it
six,
now, too.
now.
Yeah.
I think the traditional holidays. I still see, but even then, I kind of see it less. Where you have like two aunties, the cousins. It was like the ranking, and everybody was in the kitchen all day. Now people just kind of bringing their shit. You still have the single auntie store buying it. So a lot of the, like Michael Irvin said, a lot of the recipes are gone. And some of the stuff we got to just realize the big mamas are dying out. My great grandma, we would come, me and my brother come over. We both got our own dessert. She said, what you want? You want this? You want this? You want this? That's been gone. And that's
So-
cool.
She
That's
make
cool.
everybody their own stuff.
So Colin, if you couldn't have say you got Big Mama or whoever is like the best cook, if you couldn't have like a little computer or take a video of them cooking, where the computer can like scan their recipe, Now it's locked in the little computer algorithm. That means forever, whenever you want to fucking make something, you can just type it in, mama recipe, and the computer can emulate whatever they made forever.
Fuck
It takes
the
just
computer.
like
Fuck
how they
that
make
shit.
it.
I would want it only because
No
I like
computer making
Jeremy
shit.
brought up. What was the movie Spy Kids? Fifth Element and got it too. I love Fifth Element. You could just press the button, but I would want to try. I think unfortunately it's gonna be happen. We're gonna be long gone by the time that really come. But I want to try it. But I know deep down inside it's not gonna have the same country love, that foot in it. It's not gonna have the soul and feeling, the extra grease we don't need.
I was just about to say,
the extra
basically,
salt
the
we
extra
need.
diabetes is not gonna happen.
I'm about to put it on nigga. I'm about to put it on nigga mode.
That shit
We
different
missing
'cause
that heart disease.
It's different because the OGs pass the shit down sometimes. Cause like my OG, my mama, she's standing right there. But yeah, she definitely passed that shit down to us. Me,
She ain't
like,
passing down that yam recipe
man.
though.
she really
That's gonna be in
did.
the wheel to
Nah,
specific.
she really passed that shit down to me. Like
We can't get
it's
it right.
Like not everybody, but me, cause I'm learning how to cook and shit. But
So basically, you
I got
saying
that shit.
That's good.
so basically you saying it's
you
up
gotta be
to
paying
the
attention. You
parent.
gotta be in that kitchen
Yeah.
with them. You know what I'm saying?
Pass that shit down.
Why
to
be in the
next
kitchen when you
generation.
could be on
That's true.
TikTok? Like
Man,
that's
the
the
that
logic
other
now.
shit. That's what I'm saying. That's what we saying now. That's
The
what
weak
I could be
TikTok
twerking with a bonnet
recipes
on.
and
Why
shit.
would I want to learn how to cook?
That's what's wrong.
Crazy. I do.
Lobster mac. Bitch, make me some fried chicken and some fucking yams and some green beans.
You don't want
and
no
some
artisan
collard
pizza,
greens.
artisan. You
But
know,
she
Artisan
holding out the
pizza,
yams
fuck
recipe though.
that
That shit
shit.
easy.
artichoke dip.
Jeremy, you can make it?
Look,
Hell yeah, that shit.
we all
No, he
talking,
probably will.
look, we all talking shit, but as soon as they invent these computers that can create whatever we want to eat, we gonna be right in there typing this shit up.
I might let them slide with the dressing
Typing the
because
shit
that
up.
shit take too long.
Eric, I know you
They
are.
can make some
That
dressing
dressing.
for me,
Look, it's all about
dressing.
result based. Like I'll talk
Y'all
my
talking
shit,
about
but
dressing?
if
But
I
like
type
my
some shit up
cake-
and it's good,
cakes and sweets. Like no, I ain't got to put the love in there.
but if I type in
Fuck
German
that.
chocolate
Oh, yeah.
cake and the computer makes an
It ain't
A1
gonna
for
taste
you,
as good as mine. Fuck that shit.
German chocolate cake.
it might not taste as good as yours, but if I can get the computer to scan your recipe, it's the same thing.
They don't know my recipe.
Old ladies gonna be getting killed for their recipes now. I can see it now.
It's gonna be a crazy situation. Like I said, I always like to bring this up. That was part of the reason why shout out to Jet Li. But Jet Li, I said this before, he was ahead of this. He was ahead of his whole AI thing because they started doing this shit with the AI in a lot of these action movies where they would take a computer to scan people's movements. Well, so if you was a fighter, they would take the AI to scan all your fighting moves, and then they could create a digital, like computerized version of somebody that looked just like you that was doing all your moves. So they told Jet Li, like they tried to take him into this little place where they was gonna have him do all his moves and fight, and the computer was gonna scan him. He like refused to do that. So he stopped doing American movies for a while because the American Hollywood was trying to AI a lot of his moves. So a lot of these movies we watch, like the John Wicks and Equalizers and all these people that got these older actors that you know ain't doing. Like we saw Queen Latifah doing BMX tricks on a bike in New York, which
shit
was
was
absolutely
wild.
disgusting. Like what are we doing? Like she should be a sumo wrestler or something, not jumping off of trains with BMX bucks.
They did the shit
But
with the Irishman too.
with
He got
AI,
one.
exactly. With
Oh,
AI,
facts,
they
yeah.
give you the
All the old
ability to
actors.
kind of make anybody be able to do anything. So it's gonna be an interesting future. But one other family that I feel like is gonna have an interesting future is Kanye West and the Kardashians. And the reason why I bring that up is because recently Kim K, she did an interview or a podcast. I don't follow Kim K, so I don't know what the fuck it is. But every once in a while she'll say some shit, and then us people who do media, we got to say something because it makes waves. And this is one of those things we had to talk about because Kim K said that she's saying that the actions that Kanye West has done and all the stuff that Kanye West has said and done is going to have more of a negative impact on the kids than her sex tape.
Man, she's.
I saw that. I thought that was crazy.
Literally and figuratively.
It was pure. To me, that was.
Sure.
And you want to know what's more disgusting about our reaction to this is the fact that she might be right. You want to know why she's right?
Really?
No, she's right because from a nigga, you got to understand, we're niggas. So when it comes to niggas, she's absolutely wrong.
I didn't know we were getting Eric Jenner today.
No. No.
So whatever Kanye.
When it comes to niggas, she's absolutely wrong. So from our perspective, I agree with y'all. From our perspective, she's absolutely wrong. But I gotta try to take my hat off of my perspective and put it into like their inner circle. At the end of the day, as much as we might love or hate Kanye likes to appease to that upper echelon white crowd, just like the Kardashians. They appease it. So in that crowd, in the space that they're in, that Jewish shit is gonna play way bigger of a factor than the sex tape shit. They don't give a fuck about the sex tape shit no more. We do, because that's why we look at Kim Kardashian just a slut who took the one right turn and has been capitalizing off black dick her whole life. Like I said, the whole Kardashian empire comes from O.J. Simpson fucking around. That's why I say we got to be careful. Black dick creates white empires. We got to stop this shit. We got to be careful with this shit, okay? I got to put my Dr. Umar cap on.
You know why I disagree? Because just like 2 years ago, like there was like maybe Roblox and her kid was like in a room, and in one of the rooms they were showing like the sex tape and she was all petrified. Yeah. My girl, like, she even showed me that on the episode, and I'm like, that she's in that OnlyFans crowd where she can act like the past can be erased, but that's how you came up. Kanye came on controversial shit, but not anti-Semitic shit. Your whole shit was getting fucked by Ray J in 480p or whatever, or barely aged. It was like, it was crazy.
I remember like yesterday.
That's your whole shit.
His bitch looking in the camera.
And you're Paris Hilton's closet girl.
And that sex tape was so trash. But
it was trash.
The only reason I looked at it from a standpoint, I feel like the circles that they're in are gonna talk about.
You said you like R. Kelly. You like R. Kelly's sex tape better?
Hell no. No, absolutely not.
The shower rod bitch was better than her. What was her name? Mimi.
Mimi. Shout Faust.
Shout out Mimi. She had a legit sex tape.
She did have a legit.
Stevie J baby mama. Mimi Faust.
She did have hers was
legit. The shower rod.
Exactly. Sukihana had a nice little suck up tape too.
Oh my God.
She should have stayed in her lane.
She had a waterfall of snot
little
coming out
snotty
her
bitch.
nose.
Snotting out the nose.
I was like, saluted like, damn.
She should have stayed in her lane.
Subpar.
That's all right.
Well, I'm not getting into that, bro.
We're not gonna
subpar.
Sukihana, you been called out.
Shut up, bitch. Swallow. Ain't that what Lil Wayne
said? She gonna eat your ass. You better shut up.
You better stop before she do a suck competition. Call you out to a suck off.
She
Patreon. That we come up with.
She gonna be eating ass. She gonna be doing the wrong thing.
Well, we ain't even gonna talk. Like I said, fuck her. But
I thought you said eating ass contest.
I want to know, Germ. So we all agree that. I guess we all agree from the nigga standpoint that the Kim Kardashian shit sex tape is definitely gonna weigh more than whatever the fuck Kanye West said. Yeah, and I think that's pretty accurate. But I just think in those elite groups that they're in, where they're gonna come across other powerful Jewish people, they're gonna hold that shit against them and try to make it.
They won't hold it against her though. That's why she's separating herself. She's just clout chasing. Her clout love.
No, not Kim K, but the West. I mean the son.
But how would that have an effect on her kids? Oh, your dad was anti-Semitic. Like Kim knows she's doing. This is a clout move. She gets her name in this shit. She hasn't dropped a nude, no vagina pictures in a while. This is a nice little clout booster.
This bitch 41 now, ain't she?
You know what else she said? Her other quote
was.
Her other quote was, oh, I cry myself to sleep because I gotta raise all these. Bitch, you divorced them. Like, let's stop. Yeah. I see the play.
That was disgusting.
Some people just need to but
she wants to get that baby mama sympathy.
She gonna get it for sure.
But you know what I hate? I hate
bitch, you had the 5 kids. You only had one. You had 4 surrogates or whatever the fuck you had.
Well, I don't. But whatever.
I don't want to hear shit.
She did less BBL adjusting and more raising her kids. She'd be fine. And a lot of these motherfuckers, they get what the fuck they ask
BBL
for. So we don't feel bad for you. I hate when rich people cry about regular shit that they can have handled with money. Like, bitch, when you don't feel like it, don't stop acting like you can't have a little handler or a bodyguard watch the kids and take a nap. Exactly. Real niggas out here don't get naps.
I mean,
we changed the diapers, bitch. You ain't changed the diapers since whatever. I bet you ain't never
had
changed
a baby
in
20 years.
And the kids went around.
Exactly. So I don't feel sorry for you, bitch.
You rich enough to have somebody else carry your fucking babies. 4 of them motherfuckers, bitch. I don't want to hear shit.
Like I said, just get her the fuck out. I can't wait till we reach a time where the Kim Kardashians are just irrelevant. All the Kardashians are relevant. But it starts when niggas stop fucking them. If niggas would stop fucking them.
Talking about them, we're not really helping. But
we're
talking about it, but why are we talking about it?
I really don't think they're that elite. I mean,
they're not.
No, they really not that elite.
But think about most of the topics we came from mostly stem from Ye.
Yeah.
So really, if it wasn't for Ye, we wouldn't be talking about these motherfuckers half the damn time.
Well, they are
kind of
really
like
not
Tristan
that
Thompson,
elite.
bitch.
If all of them hadn't got none of that plastic surgery,
don't forget about Lil Flames.
Shit, they'll be looking like Honey Boo Boo family.
Yeah, exactly. So I said, as long as niggas keep trying to put these bitches on a pedestal, they're gonna be on a pedestal. Like I said, we control a lot of what's cool. We black people made the Kardashians cool.
Yeah, that's true.
That we made them cool. So that's the reason why we have a lot of resentment when they do a little shit, because it's like they're like a fucked up creation from the black culture, and now it's like we're watching something we created capitalize off our shit, and it's absolutely disgusting. So stop giving Kardashians dick. And the fucked up thing about it is women like the Kardashians. What they normally do, what they typically do is they use their prime years capitalizing off niggas. Then when they get older, they go find an old white man,
billionaire.
Yeah, they find an old white guy to settle down with.
Well, we know why they want black.
Because hip hop culture.
Kids. Nobody want pasty white kids.
So much.
Everybody want mixed, fair. You know that's just what it is now. I mean, there's people. Don't get me wrong. There's people who want white babies, but most of the average white. I don't want no pale. I want to. They'll know how to breed and skate out, or even like in the Kardashian sense. Kim had one of the babies you said, so the other one's like you're getting black baby genes. You didn't even put in the work, so that just kind of shows that's what they want. They're gonna breed, and it's gonna be fuck you. We're gonna move.
That's why
on.
Niggas, y'all need to stop fucking everything. Stop fucking.
It's tough when they got ass though. But you're right though.
Ass that was
ass
not
money
even
is hard to
natural.
pass up on.
They got a whole their whole bodies are straight out the lab, like they printed that.
That's
shit.
a lot of people.
Like y'all was
though,
just talking about.
I agree. That's a lot of people.
3D printed asses.
Now you see them. They trying to take that shit out. Now I'm gonna remove my lip fillers and my ass fillers and.
But you just brought up a little topic, Breeze. I think that's coming next. 3D printed bodies.
I don't think that shit gonna clap right. Like it ain't gonna move like the ocean how it's supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, the fake ass never moves.
It should be like a water bed, and I don't think the 3D printing has that ability. But for the clothes, it's gonna be some 3D printed like butt pads or
fake asses be like, you know, like when you get like a cheap water, but the plastic is like different. It doesn't hold, like it breaks all up and shit. But you get you like an Aquafina or something, it's like okay, you can hold it in your hand.
Yeah, that's trash.
That's what it is. So quality over quantity, ladies. Just remember that. Love yourself.
3D printed penis enlargements.
That'd be crazy. The 3D printed shit is gonna get crazy.
It might get real enough by the time I'm old and
correlate with the blood flow that makes the penis large.
They already make right now 3D printed guns.
Oh yeah,
so they already got that. So it's a lot of shit you can make with the 3D.
That's a little easier to fire off than a fake penis though. I kind of get it.
Man,
but
basically shit get out of control.
One thing I want to talk about too is the baby finesse we talk. I think that was Ronnie that shared that. And then this is actually kind of scary. And this is why I tell people I don't understand why certain people are so comfortable sharing unlimited access to their kids online. I get a picture or two, an update here and there, but just a lot of these parents are clout chasers, and then when their clout doesn't work, they transfer, okay, well, my kid is young, so I'm going to try to capitalize off his clout. It's disgusting. We see it. We see what you're doing. It's disgusting. Stay in your grown-up lane and let your kid be a kid. But what you're starting to see now is a lot of these people, like when they put their kids out, you don't know where is it going, who's saving what. I like how Instagram kind of has that feature where it lets you know if somebody like screenshots your shit or something like that, but you don't know who's saving and downloads your shit. And there was a story that came out where
it's true.
Basically a girl had a friend that was her bestie, and it's crazy.
Bestie.
That bestie shit, it mean a lot different with women because women can go on one trip with a girl and she's bestie, or women can have like women will call a chick bestie just to gas her up because the bitch is weaker than her, but they need her for a sideline bitch for that event. So women bestie is a little bit iffy, you know, like a man ain't gonna call no dude his best friend unless he done went to the trenches, we done fought together, motherfuckers been in jail together, motherfuckers done been some shit together.
Women go wherever the wind blows.
Yeah, women, y'all bestie is like a Diet Coke. It's just not the real
that's
thing.
why they got that motherfucker called it. He's like my associate. Like
right.
I ain't heard that word in a minute. We used to say that growing up. Oh, she's an associate.
No, ain't no, because everybody's a friend now. We had associates.
Bestie.
Every girl's a
bitches
friend.
Bitches be users. That's why.
And every girl is bad. Them two lives.
As soon as a girl get two duck lick pictures with a chick and it get over 100 likes, that's a bestie. Like, get the fuck out of here. But we're going to talk about this situation where this girl, she was with her bestie, and the whole time her bestie was taking pictures of her kid.
What?
Sending it to a man and finessing the man out of thousands of dollars because she lied and said that this man got her pregnant. She said, look, I'm pregnant. I've had this kid. I'm not gonna put you on child support, but if you just send me X amount of money every month, I'll just keep it a wrap. Because the man she was fucking with, of course, was married. Didn't want the shit to get out. So she's pretty much an extorting amount of money and then sending him updates of the kid. That, like, just imagine she kicking it with her friend, and when the friend that's actually the mom of this kid would leave or do something, she would sneak pictures of this kid, send it to this man, and be like, I'm hanging with our son, had a made up name and everything. Just took our son to the hospital, all this other shit. He might need this and this, and this dude is just sending out the money, sending out money. Getting finesse like a simple Simon. I feel like that should be a felony charge. I feel like when you get caught with that type of shit, is that a crime?
I
like,
believe, yeah.
That's a small claimable, according to
I don't
the
think
judge.
that's a small claimable.
It's
I
a
don't
small
know.
claimable.
That's federal.
That should
slang.
be like,
Yeah.
You got to start off with a small claim. Shout out
No,
to
I don't think
the
so.
Judge Joe Jackson.
Jerm, what's your reaction? You find out, I mean, you having a kid, whole time, let's say you in a different situation. Let's say you're in jail or something. You got to do a little year bid. Little girl, last little girl you fucked. She's like, I'm pregnant. Here's the baby. I just, if you can help me out with a little something here and there. Whole time, it's your man. It's some random little boy that she saw, Googled and shit, and been sending you Google image pictures this whole time.
What would be
Is
my
she
reaction?
chokeable? Should that
Oh, my
be?
God.
Should that be
Choke.
a charge offense? Police
You need
callable?
Push muff slam.
Should there be a lawyer? I mean, I do operate under the push much slam premise, but this is a chokeable. This is This is where choke gets the look away treatment. I'm sorry.
Well, I want to take this shit real serious because why wouldn't she just push child support? That's why he should have really looked at the situation. Like, why is she not pushing child support?
That's true.
It's kind of fishy. Like,
In
why?
this situation, she pretty much said, like, look, I don't want to put you on child. Because, mind you, the
He
guy
was
was married.
married,
So
yeah.
she tried to play the cool bitch role of, I don't want to put you on child support because I know your wife going to find out. So if you just throw me
Then
the $200-300 a month.
I just think he's just a dumbass because
Yeah.
how should let these kids get to a certain age without contacting him? Where was your like? Why you not struggling? We had like infant to like 6 months, 7 months, 8-year-old. These have to been like up to date pictures of these kids. Like you have to figure something out like early in the game. Like something ain't right here. Like but he's a dumbass.
He's a dumbass because he didn't get a Dana test.
Dana is.
Shout out Dana.
Shout out Dana. Come on now. Niggas is getting Dana tested like a motherfucker nowadays.
I'm surprised that DNA
These
test
niggas
ain't
is getting
required
crazy
at the
here. Why
hospital
he
no more.
did the sneaking swab.
I just don't
It
feel like
actually
men
is.
should be allowed to sign a birth certificate without a DNA test being done. I think just before you sign that birth certificate, you're already in the hospital. Everything, all the resources are there. It takes nothing, and the funding ain't even really that bad for you to just take a DNA test, bang, you're the father, sign.
Well, if y'all are married, they don't do that. They only do that for people who aren't married.
But they
okay,
not
I can
married
see
in
it for
this.
not. I can see it for marriage. I can see it for marriage because with marriage there's another legally binding contract in place.
Facts.
So even if the kid isn't yours, that technically still is your wife. So I can understand with marriage because you got to get it back down to the black and white.
Yep.
But for these boyfriend, baby mama, baby daddy culture, there needs to be some sort of DNA test because
Oh, you got to because I had to take a DNA test. Well, my
there's
son-
a lot of situations where you got
DNA
people
test.
that are paying, and even though they find out that the kid isn't theirs, they still have to pay because they signed the birth
wow.
certificate.
Yeah.
So they're taking responsibility. Like y'all are pretty much signing for shit.
That's why you got to get a Dana test and go to court. Get you an attorney or a lawyer like we talked about earlier.
A lot of these
Or
niggas
just
now
wrap that
sweet.
shit up, B.
Or at the same time,
Wrap it
some
up.
of these
Facts.
niggas be like want that little $3,500 tax credit too. So once that shit get old, then now we got to take a Dana test.
I think a lot of
Niggas
these fake Russell Wilson ass niggas are simps trying to slide in with some
They
pussy.
be trying to slide in.
Playing stepdad. Don't understand the game. You getting played. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that stepdaddy pussy will only get you so far before you get tired of changing diapers and whooping and having to deal with snotty nosed kids that aren't yours.
Because
So
niggas
you
don't,
ain't my
niggas
daddy
don't know how to-
anyway.
Yeah,
Some
they-
niggas be thirsty though.
But they just
Yeah,
don't.
niggas do shit for the pussy, but then 5 years, miserable years later, I'm depressed and I'm not supposed to be there. Nigga, you signed up for that pussy. You signed up for a lifetime of raising another nigga's shitty ass kids just so you can get a half a piece of pussy. That's on you. So I don't feel bad for a lot of these niggas. Niggas be knowing what they're signing signing up for, and they go full force at it, and then 2-3 years down the line, they want to cry when they get exposed. I do feel bad for niggas like in this situation who get finessed, though. If you get finessed, meaning like you in a situation where a motherfucker, like I had a situation where when I was in basic training in the Army, where I had a chick lie to me saying she was pregnant and like, if you give me $500 for the abortion or something like that. And then I was like, what the fuck? But then I go home and I'm talking to other guys, and apparently this is a thing. Like,
scheme, yeah.
I think 1 in every 3 guys goes through I'm pregnant, send me money for the abortion scam.
It's probably a lot in the Army, too.
And she not getting no abortion.
Yeah.
Somebody
She
She's
broke.
not pregnant. She wasn't pregnant.
Some of them do be pregnant.
It's a quick money
They
come
They gonna
up.
keep I decided to keep the baby.
I didn't give a fuck.
That shit happens. I know a couple bitches who've done did
At
that.
the end of the day,
They
watch
played that with me. I didn't give a fuck though. Like,
That's true.
But what if it's true? You didn't give a fuck. You can have a little kid out here.
Then just come on now. Like, trust me. I know.
That's the problem with
You
me.
know where you shot at, huh? But sometimes that will
Fuck the
surprise
club
you.
up. Fuck the club up. Niggas be
sometimes
shooting right in
that-
that bitch.
One thing I do want to talk about before we finish, I got to talk about this. This was some crazy shit. Because we talked about Derek Jackson. I know that was Jeremy's role model. Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson, man, he was a relationship guru, the guy that Jeremy look up to, the guy that Breezy would recite every time she come on the podcast. I think she had a Derek Jackson poster.
It's about the swole ass nigga that's
Yeah.
lying and shit.
The nigga, yeah, exactly.
That's an interesting description.
You a lie.
Pretty on point.
You a
Exactly.
cheater.
Derek Jackson, relationship guru. I mean, his wife, Denia, I believe that's how you say her name, Denia Jackson, recently came forward on the podcast. And if those of you who don't know Denia Jackson, she was the one who had the gray
bonnet
turtleneck and bonnet on, holding his
glasses,
hand
little weak-
with the glasses. But when she was on this interview, though, she didn't look bad. Now she cleaned up
I
nice.
didn't
I'm like,
recognize her.
I couldn't even recognize her at first. I'm like, who is this? It's a crazy how much self-esteem will change how a woman looks.
You calling money self-esteem now?
Huh?
You calling money self-esteem now?
She had money. They had money before
But
when
she
the other
ain't-
videos, though.
Nah, but she got money to really be free down. Fuck.
I think
you know
she was
girls had this second win when they leave. They blame everything on nigga. I had boyfriend rape. Da da da. The girls they know
I think
when
she-
to get
I
motivated.
think she was just really manipulated, gullible.
Oh, for sure.
And I think she got taken advantage of.
Yeah, for sure,
But
yeah.
for those of you guys who didn't see the interview, she pretty much said that, Derek Jackson was everything we thought he was. An emotional abuser, was cheating on her. Not only that, but she even went so far as to say she had
stayed.
a,
I think she gave it a try.
Yeah, because that money was right and that fame was good. Now
Well,
you see she's
They were,
she's
were they
itching
married?
before
Were they
that.
married?
She's with him.
now.
They were married though, so you do have to try to see if your union is fixable.
and to put
That's
the
true.
cape on for her a little bit,
views
she
went down.
married
Marriages,
him.
yeah.
She married him before he got muscles and
Yeah.
before he
Seems
was
like this
famous.
fuck
When he was just a lame ass,
Oh,
regular,
Eric, trust me, I saw her. I know.
Man,
Yeah.
if
She
he
what?
got figured out, she figured him out. That's how I feel like. And she knew, so she stuck around.
The only reason why I give her the benefit of the doubt is she was there before everything. So she probably put he was a football player. She turned into she got a
Football
lot of
player.
trauma. She was raped. She was abused. She had a lot of trauma. So I believe what happens is she kind of a lot of times when people go through trauma and people go through fucked up shit, they use their mate or they use whoever they get with as a way to disguise the trauma, and they put all their happiness into something else. Like they use somebody else to disguise all that shit. And I believe she got with him, used him as an outlet, and then he used her. So that's why it was probably so hard for her to get out, because a lot of her sanity was based in his bitch ass. And she even went so far as to say he would have sex tapes with other women, and she would watch the sex tapes trying to emulate the sex tapes just so she could, give him what he wanted. So she'd be watching the sex tapes like, okay, you doing that? Okay,
Yeah, so
you like that? You like that?
she was
Okay.
touched.
Yeah, she had an issue.
Imagine doing something with a side bitch and you get home.
Tried.
She had some shit going on.
Imagine doing something with a side bitch and you get home and all of a sudden your wifey doing the same move. You done left your tape out. You done left your tape out. Wait a minute, you don't do
He was
that.
sloppy too.
That
He
nigga
left.
on left.
Yeah,
You don't do that.
But she didn't have it all up there. Her background, I never heard that much about her, so it makes sense. But she clearly didn't get the idea that she just didn't have what it took at the time.
She
But
was
he
sheltered.
probably didn't communicate that too because he was too busy communicating with other bitches.
Yeah, but they need each other for the content. That's
also-
how that
True,
shit
but
works.
also the other thing I want to say about Derek Jackson, we got to focus
I
back
didn't
on
know
him.
you were such a
Yeah, 'cause he
historian.
fucked me
No,
up.
the other thing
I ain't
about
gonna
him
lie.
is-
What's his
He
fan
was-
group? The Jacksons
capping
or what?
hard
The
as hell.
Jacksonites?
No, the Jacksonites. That's right. But the thing about him though is
Jackson.
he was a lame ass cornball nigga. So the thing about lame cornball niggas is when they have like little glow ups, even regular, it don't even have nothing to do with money. Lame cornball niggas, there's nothing worse than a nigga who wasn't getting pussy in high school or college that has
That's
that little
all it
glow
was.
up. They don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know how to handle that shit. So if they already got a girl and they're glowing up now, they're gonna trade on the girl for whatever little piece of validation pussy they can get.
That's true.
So it is. And then another
That's
thing,
gross.
he convinced her that the other women needed him, almost like on some fake polygamous shit. Whereas they need me and I'm emotionally supporting them and I don't want to break them. And she fell into the shit. So I'm not putting a full cape on to her because at the end of the day, women, get a backbone.
Women be stuck on stupid sometimes. I
Yeah.
have a
Stuck on
couple
stupid.
friends that are stuck on stupid. I'm like, look here, sis. I know he's fine.
Not the manipulation.
All right. But he could also be mine.
Have you under a
Because he's
spell.
that easy. Okay? They're that
He
easy.
had to be, and I got to give Derek Jackson probably dicking her down. You know, she's
He
a
probably
Christian.
will every
She's a
once
weird
in a
flex.
while.
She's one of those Christian chicks who probably doesn't have an abundance of dick in her history log. So
Brie, I'm
That's
like,
what it
any
is.
dick
That's
down
what it
is amazing to
So
her.
they
That's
finally
a
get
vibe,
this,
too.
and he got his shit together. She wasn't going nowhere.
Brie, can I ask you a question? Do you do that with your? You be like, I could take your nigga, step up,
I do
and just
be
walk
telling
off.
him, like, bitch, he easy as fuck. But you know, bitches, that's how you know, like,
You be doing the
They
Maury like
never-
dummy
Force
shit.
himself like
You
that.
be doing the decoy shit. You be setting your niggas
That's
up.
crazy.
shut up, Carl.
I'm just asking, like the way you like. I'd let my bitches know I could take your nigga, get a better one. Like that's
Because if he that easy, then bitch, you need to get a new nigga. I'm
You
not
know-
gonna let my friends be with
That's
someone
fair.
that's that fucking easy. That's why I be trying to tell them.
That's
You know
fair.
You
what?
know, bitch,
don't-
I could have made the play because you wasn't quick enough.
Exactly.
That's all you know. That's all I'm trying to relay.
I don't think women can be in relationships where they feel like they overachieve with their partner. I think men can be in relationships where they be like, oh shit, I don't know how I bagged her, but I got her. But
Yeah.
women, I don't feel like women could be in that. I think women always need to be in a situation where it almost feels like the guy kind of likes her more. Because if
Yeah.
situations where it seems like the woman likes her more, I feel like the dynamic
Some
is
do though,
always...
because every once in a while you'll see like a really just like, oh, she's like a 9 with a regular, and there's like, oh, they must really love each other, You
Yeah.
can still find them. It looked like a freak show, but you can see it every
Or
once
maybe
in a
the
while.
9 was a 6 when they got together and
That's
he
held
true.
it down,
They
but
just
he made a right
blossomed
investment.
up.
But that's
Natural
real,
stock
that's real
investment.
shit too.
True.
Because when they
True.
come up, they still stay with the weak nigga.
Right.
Like that's But he normally got money, unfortunately.
And you gotta have the dick to sustain that. You know, that's what that comes down
That's
to.
crazy.
Dick sustainment. Like a lot of y'all niggas, y'all be getting these chicks, but y'all can't sustain the dick activity. So now all of a sudden she get dick down by one man dingo, and now you gotta go.
That's
So
true.
she took that one trip to Jamaica. Now see you later, player. Like it's over.
See you later.
So you gotta
But
have.
Denaya, she wasn't getting no Mandingo. So she got Derek Jackson. That's why she was stuck on stupid.
that's what I'm saying.
Up
Derek
until it
Jackson-
reached social media. I bet you if that shit wouldn't reach social media, she would have still been with his ass.
Yeah, but she would've
Sometimes a
never even-
bitch has to get clowned.
She was
So they
weak,
can
though.
see that they're a fucking clown, dog. I'm telling you, me and my best friend are transparent. We send each other the clown emoji over our face, but we know we going dumb stupid over a nigga. We know we're clowns, but bitch, you have to tap out. That's the thing. Bitches
That's
don't
the-
be tapping out. Bitch, you done got married and you knew the whole time this nigga I want to be on some police. Oh, these bitches need me. Bitch, you're
that's
delusional.
good. And
She
that's
had to she had to get from under the water. She was drowning. I have to tell my best friend, bitch, you're drowning. You know, I
I'll
tell
go-
my friends all the time, you know.
I'll go.
I've
so
been putting
far
the
as-
buoy out for this bitch trying to save her. She's swimming the opposite way.
That's the reason why
That's
they,
where
they
the
came
dick
out with
is,
what
shit.
Cardi.
Dick. She want dick. She don't want your
She's
advice.
swimming towards the dick, bitch.
Dick. My best
Look.
friend's advice.
Cardi and Meg, they drop WAP. That motherfucker need to drop a HAD. Hat. Hard ass dick, boy. Because that motherfucker, that's more powerful than the WAP, it seems like to me.
I think Safari damn near did that actually.
Yeah, that's more
It
powerful
should be
because
good ass dick.
dick whip women seem to be way more delusional than pussy whip men.
I don't know. Niggas is I think niggas is still killing or it's
Guap 3000.
I'll give it to the I'll give it to the women because there was a whole world war started over some pussy.
Yeah.
So I'll give it to the women. But it's starting
Damn,
the layers are starting to change. Like I'm starting to see women fighting over dick, paying for dick. I didn't grow up like that. I wasn't raised that. I wasn't raised on this women paying for dick generation. So this is new for me. So
I'm trying to get involved in that generation.
it's a
shit.
different thing.
Man,
like I
some
said,
motherfuckers
I need a
pay
side
for
hustle.
some sausage.